You slide out of your mother, somewhere in a wildlife reserve in southern Africa, and land on the ground with your legs folded underneath you. Your sibling lands a moment later. Your mother pulls you both closer with her head and starts cleaning you, her tongue pressing you flat against the ground. Your sibling finds her belly and starts feeding, so you try to do the same, but your legs keep folding every time you push yourself forward. You try again, pushing harder this time, and finally reach her and start feeding. A few hours later, your mother lifts her head and goes still. A jaguar walks out from the trees nearby, low and wide, with his body close to the ground. He looks nothing like your mother or any of the lions that have passed through before. He walks toward you slowly, and your mother stands up and places herself between him and you with her full body blocking his path. He stops. He watches for a moment, then turns and walks back into the trees. 2 days pass, and you are still on the ground next to your sibling, feeding and sleeping. But your sibling is already bigger, already pushing in front of you at feeding time and taking the better position every time. So you start pushing back, pressing your body into its side and holding your ground. It works sometimes. Other times, you end up on the outside with your legs scrambling for grip. On the third day, you manage to stand. Your legs hold for a few seconds before they go out, but you get back up and try again. Your sibling is already steadier, already moving in short steps while you are still finding your balance. But your legs are getting stronger, and the gap between you and your sibling is something you are going to have to close on your own. You are 3 months old now, and your legs are steady enough to run. Your sibling is bigger than you, heavier across the shoulders, and it uses that weight every time you play. It comes in high, pressing its full body down on top of you and pinning you flat the way the lionesses pin each other, with broad forepaws and chest weight doing most of the work. You try the same thing back, but your body keeps dropping lower than it should, so instead of pushing down from above, you go in from the side and grip the back of your sibling's neck with both paws and hold. Your sibling goes completely still for a second, trying to figure out what you were doing, then it twists and pulls free. It comes back in high again, so you drop low and go for the same grip a second time, pulling inward instead of pushing down. This time you hold longer before your sibling shakes you off. A lioness nearby lifts her head and watches the two of you, then gets up and walks over, placing her body between you so you both separate. You walk a few steps away, and your sibling walks the other direction. But that grip felt right in a way that nothing else has yet, like your body already knew how to do it before you thought about it. The lionesses around you tackle each other with weight and momentum, and your sibling does the same. But you keep going low, keep going for the neck, keep holding instead of pushing. You are not fighting the same way as the lions around you, and you are starting to understand that. What you have not figured out yet is whether that is a problem or an advantage. But the next time something comes at you, you will find out. You are 8 months old now, and the pride is moving. 3 lionesses fan out wide across the open ground, with their bodies low and their steps slow, spreading into a line that pushes toward a group of impala grazing near a tree line. You follow behind them, trying to copy the way they move, keeping your steps slow and your body low. But your shoulders keep dropping lower than theirs, pressing closer to the ground in a way that pulls your whole body into a deeper crouch, and your line curves inward instead of staying wide. The lionesses hold their spread and keep pushing forward steadily, but you drift off your line and start moving toward the impala from a tighter angle, your body almost flat against the ground now. You close more distance than you expect to, before one impala at the edge of the group lifts its head and spots you. It turns and runs, and the rest of the group goes with it, scattering in different directions. The lionesses break into a run, but the impala are already gone, and the chase ends without a catch. You stop and stand up. One of the lionesses pauses near you on her way back and looks at you for a moment before walking on. You got closer than any of the younger lions did before the impala spotted you, and the angle you used was not something anyone taught you, but you broke away from the line too early and moved too fast at the end, so the impala had time to react. You follow the pride back toward the shade. The approach worked, the timing did not, and the next time prey is moving in front of you, you will know to hold the flat crawl longer before you close the distance. You are 1 year old now, and you are on your own for the first time. The pride moved on while you were resting near a waterhole, and by the time you got up and followed their tracks, the trail went cold. You are hungry, so you start moving through the open bush with your body lower than usual, covering ground slowly and stopping every few steps to look ahead. Then you spot a young warthog near the edge of the waterhole, on its own, and moving slowly with its head down. You drop completely flat and start crawling forward, keeping your belly close to the ground and moving one leg at a time. You get closer than you have ever gotten before without anything reacting. When you are close enough, you push off the ground and cover the last few meters fast, coming in low and going straight for the neck, gripping tight and holding the position until the warthog stops moving. That is your first solo kill. You start eating, but a few minutes later, 2 older male lions walk out of the tree line and move toward you with their full size, making the choice obvious. You need to leave, so you back away from the kill and let them take it. They move in and start feeding without looking at you again. You walk away from the waterhole with an empty stomach. But you made the kill on your own, using an approach nobody showed you, and that is something the lions who just took your meal cannot take from you. You found a way to hunt alone. The next challenge is making sure you get to keep what you catch. You are 2 years old now, and the older males have been pushing you toward the edge of the territory for weeks. They move into your path when you try to follow the females, positioning themselves between you and the rest of the pride until you step away. Then one morning, the largest of them stops in the middle of the open ground and faces you directly, with his full body blocking the way forward. You stop and and look at him. Most young lions would drop their head and turn away quickly, but something in your build makes you hold your position longer. Your stocky frame and wider shoulders making you look less like a subadult and more like something that needs to be read carefully. He watches you for a moment, then runs at you with his full weight coming forward. You take the hit and twist sideways and down, absorbing it with your lower center of gravity instead of getting knocked straight back, and you stay on your feet. He stops and looks at you. Then he runs again, and this time you move, stepping aside and letting him pass before walking in the opposite direction. He does not follow. You keep walking until the waterhole and the tree line behind you are out of sight. You sleep alone that evening near a dry riverbed, far outside the territory you grew up in. You are on your own now, in a stretch of land that belongs to nobody yet. Your body took a charge from a fully grown male lion and stayed standing. Out here, with no pride to answer to and no older males to step around, that matters more than it did before. You are 3 years old now, and you have been moving through open bush for several weeks with your own stretch of land slowly taking shape around you. You find a carcass near a dry riverbed, most of it already picked through, but enough left to be worth stopping for. You move toward it and start feeding. Then a hyena comes out from behind a low bush and walks toward the carcass with its head low and its body angled in like the meal is already decided. You stop eating and face it directly, then walk toward it the same way you have watched lions walk at things they want gone, steady and straight with your full body moving forward without hesitation. The hyena slows, reads you wrong, then turns and trots away. You go back to the carcass and finish eating. A few days later, you find another carcass, and this time 3 hyenas arrive together. You hold your position longer than you should, facing them down and waiting, and for a moment it almost works. But they spread out to the sides and keep coming, so you leave the carcass and walk away. They move in behind you. You lost that one because 3 is a different problem than 1, and standing your ground only works when the numbers allow it. But the first hyena left because it could not read you properly. It expected one thing and got another, and that confusion gave you the meal. You are building a reputation out here, one interaction at a time, in land that has never had anything like you in it before, and there are still animals here that have not tested you yet. You are 5 years old now, and your territory is yours in a way that feels solid. Then one morning, a female leopard crosses through the eastern edge of your land, moving through the bush with her body low and her path direct like she has been through before. You start following her trail and catch up to her near a dry waterhole. You walk toward her directly, the way your lie inside pulls you, steady and unhurried, expecting her to read it as calm. But she swings her paw hard across your face and backs up against a tree, then climbs it fast and sits above you on a branch with her eyes on you. You sit below her and wait. She stays up there for a long time, watching you from above, and you stay on the ground watching back. Eventually, she comes down, landing a few steps away and staying still. You do not move toward her. She moves first, walking past you and continuing along the waterhole's edge. You follow at a distance, and the two of you move through the bush in loose proximity for several days, sometimes feeding near each other, sometimes far apart. Then she starts moving further each day, pushing past your boundary and continuing east. You follow her to the edge of your territory and stop. She keeps going and does not look back. You stand at the boundary for a while, then turn and walk back into your land. You have held this ground for 2 years alone, and you are not leaving it. But the dry season is just starting, and the waterholes are already getting lower, and every animal that depends on them is going to start pushing closer to the ones that still have water in them. You are 7 years old now, and the dry season has pulled every waterhole in your territory down to the last one near the eastern boundary. Zebra and wildebeest are already gathered around it when you arrive, and they move back when you walk through them and lower your head to drink. Then 3 male lions come out of the bush to the east, moving together in a wide spread with their bodies low and their path aimed directly at the water. You lift your head and watch them. They are big, all 3 of them, and they move like a unit that has done this together many times before. You hold your position at the waterhole and face them, your stocky build making you look solid at the edge of the water. One of them peels off to the left. Another moves right. The third keeps coming straight at you. You hold too long, your lion instincts reading it as a social challenge, that size and stillness can win, and your jaguar side keeping your feet planted when they should be moving. The one on the left hits you from the side with his full weight and you go down onto one knee, then push back up. But before you are fully up, the one coming straight reaches you and drives his weight down across your spine from above. Your back legs stop responding and you go flat. The third one closes in. The wildebeest and zebra are already moving back toward the water around you. The sun is still up and the waterhole is still full, and the land around it keeps going the way it always has. You just will not be part of it anymore.